Okay, let's go ahead and make HB's other dinner or other meals. So she gets fed around 8 a.m. and then also at 9 p.m. So this here is her pre-made food, and also there's some chicken here. So what I do is I actually take a plate, one of these small ones, and I use it to microwave it a little bit just so that she has a warm meal. And it's easy. You go ahead and grab your spoon, and you take just a healthy spoonful of this, like so. You put it on. There you go. And again, since she has 3 meals, you don't have to feed her too much. Just one healthy spoonful of this is fine. You don't want her to not finish it either. I just spread it out a little bit. Then you take it and you bring it to the microwave. Pop it into the microwave, and you put the shielding on top just in case. Then you turn this dial. You turn the dial and to 20 seconds. Any more than 20 seconds and it ends up being a little bit too much. Alright, during the time you could take a fork and you could take some of this chicken and put it in. Now this is very important. This chicken is not just for HB, so don't use a fork that is going to go into her dog food again. So you take it, and again, don't let it touch her stuff. It's actually pretty easy. You just kind of pop it down. Let's take one more piece. That's plenty, especially for dinner time. So you have 3 pieces there. Okay? Then again, this fork is washed. You don't reuse this fork. Put that in there. Alright, next we'll just go back and get her food, like so. That's it. And that can be put into here. Now obviously if you have 2 hands, you can just use the spoon and scoop it in there. It's hard for me to do it while holding the camera, but you get the idea. You just want to make sure that's in here. Then you mix it up a little bit. Now, you don't have to microwave the chicken with it, but if you wanted to do it together, you could. Again, this chicken, Sarita eats out of it too, so do not use a fork that's going to be touching HB's food dish. Okay, that's pretty much it. Now, if she's really fussy and she doesn't want to finish her food, then you can drizzle a little bit of a salad dressing in here, but no more than a tablespoon. So in other words, you can drizzle it onto here. Obviously don't put utensil that's in there into the salad dressing and scoop it out. You just kind of like pour it out like almost like a little bit of cough syrup, and you put it onto the spoon, but no more than a tablespoon. But for the most part, that's the easy version of doing that. And you take it to here, and she will have her dinner. Let's see here. Alright, and that gets put here. Also at the same time, I grab the water and I actually refill this at that, so that every day she has fresh water. And I'll show you how to do that. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to do her water. So I've already washed this out a little bit. You want to wash it out and just dry it off a little bit, because that'll go into the freezer. And what you'll notice is that in here, in the freezer, top shelf, there is frozen water. So you take that and you add a little bit of water here. Take that and you fill this. It cracks right away. It's pretty cool. About halfway like that. And you take this and you put it here. This cold water she really likes. Here she is. Alright. This is the scenario you see. She has the cold water there, and she's eating her dinner, and she's gonna go for some water later. Alright. Then what you need to do is you need to add new water into this one, and all you do is put in about 1 inch. It doesn't need to be more than 1 inch. So that's roughly about 1 inch there. You can see that it's, because the ice will expand, so you're only putting about 1 inch there. If you put your finger into it, it's just 1 inch, or you can just eyeball 1 inch. Then you just put it into the freezer And it goes into the top shelf here in the freezer. And that is it. Then she will have icy water tomorrow. Alright, so this is cleaning up the dishes really fast. It's actually pretty simple. Put that back on. That goes into the fridge. We usually put it on the shelf. And then all the chicken, we just put some of the saran wrap back on. That just goes down here. And what I like to do is I like to just use the same two spoon and the plate because you don't need to waste it. So I take that and I rinse everything off real good. So it's rinsed off really good. And I flick it to dry. Okay. And then it just goes back into this drawer right here. I like to set it on there so it just kind of dries. Then subsequently this plate that you use the microwave for stuff, kind of just rinse it off, make sure it's rinsed off. Now this one here, if you want to use a paper towel and dry it off, that's perfectly fine. I can't do it with one hand, so I'm not going to show it in the film. But you can just grab some paper towels right there and dry it off. But then afterwards, it just goes right here. And I just use that to microwave for food. Remember, 20 seconds. One last thing you may want to do is you may want to, after you do the water, just double check to make sure that it's not empty. Because what you don't want to do is to come back later and find out you have no water. So filling the water is very simple. You can obviously put it underneath first before you put the water on. Put it on cold and just fill up the top. Because I only have one hand, I can't shut it off as usually. Well, I'll shut it off here. There. You close it, let it down, and everyone's used that before.